The man happily carried his bride into the wedding car, and I was sitting right across from him in the other car. When he saw me, his face was full of shock. He couldn't understand why the woman who once promised to grow old with him would suddenly swap the marriage so coldly. But he didn't know. From the moment I saw that photo of my sister on his phone, I had already decided to never give him another chance. When my sister found out she was going to marry a blind man, while I was set to marry the richest man in town, she threatened her life to force a swap in that critical moment. I stepped forward, said I was willing to marry the stranger in her place, so she could become the rich man's wife. My stepmother was thrilled and held my hand tightly. I made one condition. I wanted the entire dowry from the rich family. My selfish father immediately agreed, even promised to add another 100 million as a bonus. I forced a smile through my tears, turned around to leave the house for good. Sister caught up to me. She wanted to confirm if I really would give up the man I loved for 3 years, to marry someone I had never met. But I had already lost all hope in this family. I only told them one thing. Before the wedding, no one was allowed to reveal the swap 3 years ago on my birthday. My father brought that manipulative woman and her family into our home. Their closeness made my mother faint from anger, but none of them helped. By the time I realized something was wrong, it was already too late. After my mother passed, my father moved them in later. He even tried to sell me off to investors. That's when he appeared. He saved me just in time, warned them never to touch me again, then brought me home and took care of me tenderly. He even risked his life to protect me during a crisis. When I returned to that house, I saw their fake smiles. Clearly, I burned all my photos with him in the fireplace. Then he called, reminding me we had a wedding dress fitting the next day, and told me to bring my sister too. The next day, we went to the bridal shop. Sister and I both picked the first dress. She pretended to be pitiful and begged me to let her have it. Without asking questions, he scolded me in front of everyone. I fired back, but he still told me to pick the second dress. I was deeply hurt, but I agreed. When I walked out of the fitting room, he was instantly stunned by how I looked. But the moment he saw the red rash on my hand, he realized I was allergic to silk. He immediately apologized, but I no longer wanted to hear it. I turned and walked away. At that moment, his enemies appeared, kidnapped both me and my scheming sister. He didn't hesitate. He saved her first. By the time he turned to save me, it was too late. The kidnapper slashed my neck without hesitation. He rushed me to the hospital, in a panic with only 2 days left until the wedding. I was kidnapped again after being discharged. When I woke up, I was tied up in a rundown warehouse. Their leader stormed in furious that someone dared to kidnap the wrong girl, but I noticed the red thread on one man's wrist, and instantly realized the kidnapper was my boyfriend. I struggled desperately, but he ordered his men to teach me a lesson. At that moment, I completely gave up and passed out. Later, he came to see me, pretending to be sorry. He even brought expensive gifts. Hoping I'd forgive him expressionless, I simply